Hello, anyone. No, wrong intro. Fuck. Old habits.
Swede Fighters.
Hello and welcome to Swede Fighters. My name is Toby, and this is a magic booster opening about Eternal Masters. Yes, I have 3 boosters here, and we're gonna open them because lately I've been very lazy making videos while Chris has been gone. So this is kinda, expensive shit. Let's get on with it. So, let's open the first pack. I have no idea what we're gonna get in these, or rather I've drafted quite a lot of them. But right now we have a Squadron Hawk. It's a flying creature for one general mana and 1 white. It flies, it's a 1/1, it enters the battlefield, you may search your library up to 3 cards named Squadron Hawk, reveal them, put them in your hand, shuffle your library. If you ever draft this format, draft this card. It's a common, so it's quite normal. Quite usual that you get it. Okay, so Plague Witch. It's an elf. A 1/1 elf for 2. Pay 1 black. Tap, discard, target creature get -1/-1. Not that bad, actually, if you're against spirits. Because fuck spirits. Gaseous form, enchant creature. 2 and a blue. Enchant creature, permit all damage that would be dealt to and dealt by enchanted creature. So you can cast this on really annoying things. Commune with the gods. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card or enchantment card from among them into your hand. Put the rest in your graveyard. That's really good. For some reason, if you want to get things in your graveyard. Yes. Creatures without flying can block. Only for 2. This is actually a really good thing if you want to swing out. Tragic Slip, of course. It's a -1/-1 for instant for 1 black. But if a creature died this turn, you get to do -13 to a creature if something died that turn. Mistral Charge, flying, 2/1 for 2. That's actually not bad. And not bad at all. So it's quite handy when you get one. Jungle Hollow, quite a recent print from Kansas Arcade. It comes in tapped. You gain a life when it gets in. And you can tap it for black and a green. Yeah. Dream Twist. Target player puts top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So you can mill someone very badly with this. Or if you just want to get things in your graveyard. It also has Flashback. Flashback is a very interesting mechanic because you cast it from your graveyard and then you exile it. That means remove it from the game. Gravedigger. When you want to have your creatures up from the graveyard at any time, you just do it. Yeah, you can get them in your hand for just 3 in the black, and you get a 2 to a creature for it. It's solid. Flamekin Zealot. It's an elemental berserker for 1 red and white. When it enters the battlefield, creature you control gets +1/+1 and haste until end of turn. And it's a 2/2. So it becomes a 3/3 with haste when it comes in for 4 mana. That's not bad. Ashnod's Altar. Sacrifice a creature. Add 2 colorless to your mana pool. Colorless is kind of a new mechanic from the newer sets from Battle for Zendikar. Or Oath of the Gatewatch, so to say. It is... Well, actually these symbols are. But still, getting 2 mana from sacrificing a creature, and it's an artifact for 3, not bad. It is actually quite good. So, Phyrexian Gargantuan, it's a, for 4 and 2 black, you get to draw 2 cards if you pay 2, and you pay 2 life, and it's a 4/4. It is actually a good card. You get to draw cards from it. It's awesome. And we have control magic. You control enchanted creature for 2 and 2 blue. You get to enchant a creature and you get control of it. It is awesome. And also, there's always a foil in these Eternal Masters. Kuja! Mystical Tutor. Okay. So it's a 1 mana, 1 blue mana instant. Search your library for an instant instant or sorcery card. Reveal the card. Shuffle your library, then put it on top. This is really good when you use it on your opponent's end step, because then you can get to draw that card next turn. And it's a foily one, so it's kind of a shiny, I guess. So that's actually not a bad thing. Hang on, I'm gonna fix a thing. And we're back. So the pile is gone. Now another booster. So what are we gonna open the next one? We got a foil mystical tutor. They are quite an interesting thing. We got a goblin token, and we have a Borderland Marauder. Borderland Marauders were printed in M15 or something, but it's actually quite a good creature. Whenever it attacks, it gets +2/+1 or +2/+0 until end of turn, and it's a 1/2 for 2. That's actually not bad, getting 3 damage in on turn 3 or something. Rally the Peasants. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. It's an instant ability. It costs 2 and a white, and it has flashback for 2 general and 1 red. So you can use it twice a turn. That is actually not bad. So all your creatures get +4/+0 until end of turn. So this is actually not a bad combat trick. Prowling Pangolin. Beast, 3, black. Whenever it enters the battlefield, any player may sacrifice 2 creatures. If that player does, sacrifice Prowling Pangolin. So they can get rid of it as soon as it gets in. But if they don't, they have a 6/3 or 6/5 to get rid of for 5. That's really good. I've won matches with this card. Avrax. Well, that is a card I haven't actually been using myself. 3 red haste. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card named Avrax, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library. So whenever you play this, you look after another one, and it's a 3/3, and you can pump it, so to speak. So it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. That's actually kind of good, kind of decent. Giant Tortoise. As long as it's, well, untapped, it gets a big butt. A big butt, that is, it becomes a 1/4 if it's not tapped or anything. That's actually pretty decent. Liz Allen Huntmaster. Whenever you cast an elf spell, you may put a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token onto the battlefield. 2 general and 2 green, and it's a 3/3. In the right elf deck, this is actually really good. So I would, if ever you have some elves, well, why not use this one? Because you get lots of elves with it. You know, lots of elf spells. Glacial Wall. Fuck this wall. It's a wall for 3 and it has 7 fucking toughness. It can't attack or anything, but jeez, it blocks everything. Nausea. All creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn for 2. It's a sorcery. It's decent. Not great, depending on what archetype you're messing with. Carbonize. That's a spell that's quite good. 2 general, 1 red. Carbonize deals 3 damage to target creature or player. That creature can't be rendered this turn. If the creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Exile is actually a very good mechanic. It's been in the game forever, but it's usually said remove from the game. But yeah, now it's just exile. But still, this is actually a really decent card for 3 mana. You just get rid of something, and they can't bring it back from anywhere. Yep. Windscarred Crag, also from Khans of Tarkir. It enters the battlefield tapped. You gain 1 life when it enters, and you can tap it for 1 red or 1 white. Invigorate. 3 mana. If you control a forest rather than rather than pay a invigorates mana cost, you may have an opponent gain 3 life. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. It's an instant ability, so if you have a forest and you don't mind giving your opponent, or one of the opponents, 3 life, if you're playing a multiplayer match, you can buff something with 4 fucking power and toughness. Interesting card, but I would say that Giant Growth is better. Caldron Champion. Well, that's it enters the battlefield, deals 3 damage to target player. It's a 2 general and 2 red. It has haste. It's a 3/2. Whenever it gets in, it hits for 6 damage total, which is a fucking beast. And if you don't pay the echo cost at the next upkeep, it dies. That's it. But 6 mana for fucking 4, or 6 damage for 4 mana, that's fucking awesome. Quelling Speculation. Well, search your target player's library for up to 3 cards with flashback and put them into that player's graveyard. Then that player shuffles his or her library. So, it's a sorcery for 2 mana. If they have any flashback cards, that is. If they don't have any, this card is quite bad. And depending on what format you're playing, or if you're drafting this, who knows? Who knows? Icarid, yes, this is actually a cool card. For 3 and a black, you get a hasted 3/2. Sure, it's a little bit expensive, but at the end, beginning of the end step, sacrifice it. That's not great, but at the beginning of your upkeep, if Icarid is in your graveyard, you may exile a black creature card other than Icarid from your graveyard. If you do, return it to the battlefield. So it can always come back, but it always dies. So they can't use instant speed removal on it because they don't have time to. And the foily one, Zealous Persecution. Until end of turn, creatures you control gets +1/+1, and creatures your opponent control gets -1/-1. For 2 mana, that's a given, and it's an instant speed. It's a huge combat trick. This is actually a really fucking good card. And we got an elemental token. Well then, on to the last pack of the day. I don't actually have many of these packs, but I felt like opening some of them, and I thought, hey, why not film this shit? Because people are always so interested in opening. People open like cards and shit. Avrax, well, we've seen that one. Aven Riftwatcher, this is a great card. I've won games with this. It's hilarious. 2 general, 1 white. It's a bird rebel soldier. Rebel is somewhat important in somewhat things. It has flying. It's a 2/3. It has vanishing 3, so it comes into play. It gets 3 vanishing counters in the beginning of your upkeep. You remove a counter from it, and if there's no counters left, you sacrifice it. But when it enters or leaves the battlefield, you gain 2 life. So if you have any way of getting this to the table or battlefield, getting it up in your hand, and then dropping it down again, you suddenly have 6 more life, which is huge. That's really, really good. Civic Wayfinder. 2 general, 1 green, elf warrior druid. The Civic Wayfinder enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If you do, shuffle your library. This is nothing to scream about, but it's a 2/2 for 3, which is a gray ogre, I think? Yes. Screeching Scab. This was printed not that long ago, but I don't know. I'm not really a fan of this one. 2 mana. It's a zombie. Whenever Screeching Scab enters the battlefield, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. And it's a 2/1 for 2. It's okay, I guess. Elephant Guide. Now, this is a card some people I know is quite interested in, because it's a 3 mana enchanted creature. The enchanted creature gets +3/+3, but when the enchanted creature dies, you put a 3/3 green elephant token creature token onto the battlefield to replace that creature. This is nothing minor. It's actually really good. Dream Twist. We have opened one of those before. Scoured Barrens, also one of the lands from Khans. It enters the battlefield tapped, you gain 1 life, and you can pay, or you can tap it to add 1 white or 1 black to your mana pool. Twisted Abomination. Holy shit, I hate this card so much. It's a 5/3 for 5 and a black. You can regenerate it, which means that it survives if any effect has killed or like a destroy creature spell. If it's taken lethal damage, you can just regenerate it. And it also has swamp cycling, so it's useful in lots of ways. So as long as you have 1 black up, 1 black, it will survive for most part of all games. It's freaking ridiculous. Pacifism, an awesome card. That's what you use on that. Pacifism makes that useless. Okay then, maybe we should talk about pacifism. Target enchanted creature can't attack or block for 2 mana. That's actually really useful in most cases. If you're meeting a creature heavy deck, well, I think pacifism is really good. Blossoming Sands, also from Khans. Khans of Tarkir. It enters the battlefield when you do shit, you gain 1 life and you can tap it for 1 green or 1 white. Honden of Infinite Rage. I love these Hondens. They're so fucking hilarious. 2 general, 1 red. It's a legendary enchantment shrine. A shrine very key in this part. At the beginning of your upkeep, Honden of Infinite Rage deals combat damage deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of shrines you control. So, oh dear God, the fucking camera. So you can only have 1 of these on the table at once, like the red Honden, for example, the Honden of Infinite Rage. You can only have 1 on the table, but there's also 1 in each color, so you can have all 5 out, and then it deals 5 damage to something. And the other ones are fucking ridiculous. You should look them up, because they're hilarious. They're hilarious in many ways. Flinthoof Boar. Well, it's a 2/2 for 2. It's a standard bear. That's pretty good, right? Well, if you control a mountain, it has +1/+1. So for 2 mana, you get a 3/3. And you can give it haste if you have that mountain out. If you can pay the cost, that is. Soul Catcher. 2 mana, flying. Whenever a creature with flying dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Soul Catcher. It's a 1/1. So if you're into, for say, an Eternal Masters draft, you can go into the flying archetype, the blue-white one. And then you can have lots of flyers. And if you have this out, it can become huge, depending on if you want to sacrifice some of your creatures for it. Pyrokinesis. 4 red, instant. You may exile a red card from your hand rather than paying Pyrokinesis mana cost. It deals 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures. Now this is a good card. This is a good spell. So there's always the spells where you pay like a certain amount of mana to deal a certain amount of damage and shit. But if you just exile a red card and then you can cast any other card you have in your hand. You can deal 4 damage divided as you choose. That is huge. That's really good. And this, I'm thinking of using this card for something, but I'm not really sure which one. And the foil one is Wake of the Vultures. It's a flying 3/1 for 4. Okay. For 2 mana, you can sacrifice a creature. You can regenerate it. It's decent, but I wouldn't say that I would play it. Maybe I would play it if I don't have any other better cards. Yeah, that's about it. Hey, we got a wall. Well then. Now that I've opened these, I will probably use some of them in some decks, but we'll see. I probably won't be posting any of that shit because, Well, that depends really. If you're interested, I could post shit about Magic because I am a real fan of Magic. Chris is a little bit like meh, and David, I have no idea about him. But still, so this was this opening video of the fucking Eternal Masters packs. They're really cool, but expensive as shit, and now they're almost all gone. So if you have a chance to even remotely go in a draft with this format, go for it. The cards in there are pretty sick. Like, fuck. I don't have those cards right here now, no, but still, trust me, some of the cards in there are dope as hell, and you should probably try to play it. If you don't play Magic, go ahead. Like, just go there and play some, I guess. Well, or some shit. I don't know. Yeah. And that was that video. And I hope to see you again next time in whatever we do on this channel, because me being lazy and not making other videos is kinda dumb.